Ali Birra was more than a singer. He was the voice of a people, a voice that carried the hopes, the sorrows, and the dreams of millions of Oromos, inside Ethiopia and far beyond its borders. In a time when expressing Oromo identity through music was discouraged, Ali Birra stood firm. He sang in Afaan Oromo when few dared to. His melodies carried messages of love, peace, and pride, but they also carried something deeper, the very soul of a culture. This is the story of Ali Birra, the boy from Dire Dawa, who became the cultural ambassador of an entire nation. His journey is one of childhood dreams, struggles, courage, and ultimate triumph. It is a story of how music can become history, how a single voice can become the heartbeat of a people. Ali Mohammed Birra was born in 1950 in Dire Dawa, one of Ethiopia's most diverse cities. Growing up, he was surrounded by a mosaic of cultures and languages, but his heart beat strongest for the rhythms of the Oromo people. As a child, Ali showed an unusual sensitivity to sound. While other children played games, he found joy in the melodies of traditional Oromo instruments, the masenko, the krar, the rhythms of the drum. These sounds became his first teachers. His family life wasn't always easy. Resources were limited, but music became a refuge. Ali learned early that songs could express emotions, words could not. And in the Oromo community, music wasn't just entertainment. It was history, poetry, and resistance. It was in this cultural environment that Ali's identity was shaped. He wasn't just learning melodies. He was absorbing the spirit of a people whose stories had long been silenced. And though no one could have predicted it at the time, this boy from Dire Dawa would one day become their voice. As a teenager, Ali Birra began to explore his talent more seriously. He started writing simple verses, humming tunes that echoed the songs of his ancestors. Soon he joined small local groups, where he was noticed for his powerful voice and his ability to sing in Afaan Oromo, a bold choice at the time. You see, during those years, singing in Afaan Oromo was not encouraged. The cultural expression of the Oromo people was often suppressed, and this made Ali's choice revolutionary. He wasn't just making music, he was making a statement. But it wasn't easy. At times, he faced criticism, rejection, even restrictions. Yet he kept going. His breakthrough came when he performed at a local event, singing not in Amharic, the dominant language, but in Afaan Oromo. The reaction was electric. For the first time, many in the audience heard their language celebrated on stage, not hidden in the shadows. From that moment, Ali Birra knew his mission: to give his people a voice through music. In the years that followed, Ali Birra recorded his first songs in Afaan Oromo. These were not just love songs, they carried deep cultural and political meaning. Every lyric, every note was a declaration: we are here, we matter. Our language, our culture, our stories must be heard. Songs like these became anthems for the Oromo people. They were sung at gatherings, whispered in homes, carried across the valleys and mountains of Ethiopia. Through his music, Ali Birra preserved traditions that were at risk of being forgotten. But his work was not without danger. Singing openly in Afaan Oromo during that era meant facing scrutiny from authorities. Yet, Ali never abandoned his mission. His voice became the bridge between art and identity. And soon people began to realize Ali Birra was not just a musician. He was the cultural heartbeat of the Oromo people, a man who carried their struggles, their pride, and their dreams in every song. Behind every song Ali Birra sang, there was courage. The Ethiopia of his early career was not an easy place for artists who wanted to sing in Afaan Oromo. The language, the culture, the identity of the Oromo people was often marginalized. Ali faced restrictions. Concert organizers told him not to perform in his language. Radio stations hesitated to play his songs. Authorities sometimes questioned him for the themes hidden in his lyrics. Yet, Ali did not give in. He believed music was more powerful than silence, and he carried on with quiet determination. His response to censorship was not anger, it was resilience. He would sing of love, but within those love songs, he planted seeds of pride. He would sing of unity, and within those melodies, he reminded Oromos of their strength. He lived through periods of suspicion, where even a simple song could be seen as an act of resistance. But Ali Birra's philosophy was different. He once said, "I never used music to divide, I used it to heal." And perhaps that is why his voice endured, because even in the face of restrictions, he kept singing, not against people, but for his people. By the late 1960s and 1970s, Ali Birra had become more than a musician. He was a symbol. His concerts attracted Oromo audiences who saw in him not just an entertainer, but a cultural ambassador. When he sang, it wasn't just words. It was memory, history, and identity. For Oromos living under political and social challenges, his music was hope. It reminded them that their culture was alive. At weddings, festivals, and community gatherings, his songs became anthems. They were sung not only by the young, but by elders who saw in Ali Birra the continuation of traditions they feared might be lost. Even those outside the Oromo community recognized his role. Ali's calm voice, his poetic lyrics, and his ability to blend tradition with modern sound made him a bridge between cultures. He wasn't a man of confrontation, he was a man of connection. And so, Ali Birra became the voice of a people, singing not only for Oromos in Ethiopia, but for Oromos scattered across the world. Wherever they lived, his music was home. As the years passed, Ali Birra's fame crossed borders. He performed in the Middle East, in North America, and in Europe. In each performance, he carried with him the spirit of the Oromo people. Audiences abroad were fascinated. They may not have understood the words, but they felt the emotion. The rhythm of Oromo music, the depth of Ali's voice, and the pride in his presentation, it transcended language. Ali became a cultural ambassador, introducing Oromo identity to the world stage. For the Oromo diaspora, his concerts were more than entertainment. They were a lifeline. In his songs, they found a connection to the homeland they had left behind. He collaborated with artists from different backgrounds, blending his music with theirs, proving that culture thrives when it is shared. But even as he gained international recognition, Ali remained humble, always describing himself simply as a servant of music, a servant of my people. That humility made his influence even stronger. Because it wasn't fame he sought, it was preservation. Ali Birra's influence did not end with his own voice. His songs inspired countless young Oromo musicians. Many say openly, "Without Ali Birra, I would not be singing today." He showed them that it was possible to be proud of their culture and still succeed in the wider music industry. He proved that Afaan Oromo could carry not just tradition, but modernity, that it could be sung on big stages, recorded on albums, and loved by millions. Today, Oromo artists across Ethiopia and the world continue the path he started. They experiment with hip-hop, jazz, reggae, and modern pop. But at the heart of it all, you can still hear the rhythm of Oromo traditions. You can still hear Ali Birra's influence. Beyond music, Ali's story became a lesson in dignity, patience, and persistence. He never chose anger. He never sought revenge. He believed that music should heal wounds, not deepen them. That lesson continues to guide artists and audiences alike. In truth, his legacy is not just in the songs he left behind, but in the courage he gave others to sing their truth. Ali Birra's journey began in a small city with the voice of a boy who loved music, but it grew into something far greater, a cultural movement, a symbol of pride, and a legacy that will outlive generations. He was called the voice of the Oromo, but he was also the voice of resilience, peace, and unity. His songs carried a people through hard times and reminded them of their strength. Even after his passing, his music remains alive, in radios, in gatherings, in the memories of those who loved him. For Oromos around the world, Ali Birra is not just a singer from the past. He is a part of their identity, forever present. As long as his songs are sung, Ali Birra will never be forgotten. His voice will continue to rise above silence, telling the world, "This is who we are. This is our story. This is our music.